Tag, social media sucklings. The following podcast is not real, but it is really part of the Kidney Macaw, the Earwolf Network. And it's also sponsored by Cards Against Humanity. Have something to send to Arnie, Chunt, or Usador? Box it up and send it to Cards Against Humanity, 1917 North Elston, Chicago, Illinois, 60642. Care of Arnie Niekamp, Vermilion Minotaur, Town of Hogsface, Land of Foon. And Cards Against Humanity will shove it through the dimensional portal. Now, suspend your disbelief up to the very highest shelf where you keep the really upsetting porn and enjoy the show.
Hello from the Magic Tavern, a weekly podcast from the magical land of Foon. I'm your host, Arnie Niekamp. If you've never listened to the podcast before, shame on you. I forgive you. This is all that you need to know. A bit over a year ago, I fell through a dimensional portal behind a Burger King in Chicago into the fantastical magical land of Foon. Luckily, I'm still getting a slight Wi-Fi signal from that Burger King through the dimensional portal that I fell through, and I use that to upload a podcast I record every week here in my favorite tavern, the Vermilion Minotaur, in the town of Hogsface, in the land of Foon. And I'm joined, as always, by my boon companions, my buddies, my co-hosts.
Oh yeah, baby.
Chunt the Talking Badger / Shapeshifter.
/King.
King of the Badgers.
Mm-hmm.
That's so... How's it going being King of the Badgers?
Great.
I feel like I must have asked you that exact same question last week.
You did.
I guess I just want to know, like, how has your life changed? I feel like I've seen you a little less choo-choo since you've been deemed King of the Badgers.
Well, I kind of let U-Store run Choo Choo's Chow. I pop in every once in a while.
Sure.
But yeah, I just try and give some nice speeches to the Badgers to pump them up, make them feel good about themselves.
Well, what is something you say to the Badger populace to make them feel better?
Listen up, babies. Like, you guys are great. Like, keep doing your thing. Mm-hmm. You know, Badger on, you know?
Badger on.
Yeah.
But I've been very busy. I know you don't like talking about it too much. Mm-hmm. There's this curse that you're supposedly going to die soon. I feel like you're a little bit in denial about it.
I'm not in denial. It's just, life leads to death, and death comes for us all. And, we rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes, and, death doesn't discriminate.
Well, I am trying my best to reverse this curse. I'm supposed to collect, it's hard to remember, a cow is...
Do you want to write it down?
I should write it down, right? Instead of just trying to song remember it. But a cow is white as milk, hair is yellow as gold, a cape is red as blood, a slipper is pure as gold. I have the hair, I have the cape, and a bunch of badgers came to the Vermilion Minotaur this morning dragging a dead white cow.
What?
I have a cow as white as milk. It's dead, but I have it.
Oh, boy. I did not order a cow to be killed. Some badgers have disobeyed me.
Did you tell them?
And I will make them fear me.
Really? So are you telling the badgers not to help you? Reverse the curse?
I told them to help me.
You told them to help you. Well, they're trying to help you.
I didn't want to admit it to you.
I mean, maybe they found the dead cow.
They killed it.
Now all you need is a pair of slippers.
I need slippers as pure as gold, which seems that's the tough one. I mean, honestly, the other one's not that hard.
So it's not. Why can't they just be slippers made of gold?
I
what does as pure as gold mean?
That's a good question. I don't know.
This is going to be hard.
Slippers. Even if it's just pure gold slippers, that's a high value item. Like, you can get a cow. I mean, a cow can be expensive. You can get hair. That was really easy. The cape, still not that hard. The slippers part, that's the hard one.
Luckily, you're friends with Usador, Wizard of the 12th Realm of Ephesius, Master of Light and Shadow, Manipulator of Magical Delights, Devourer of Chaos, Champion of the Great Halls of Tarakas. The Elves know me as Fiang Yalak. The Dwarves know me as Zonin Hug Stanges, and I'm known in the Northeast as Gasmoenius Maystar, and there may be a name or two I have yet to reveal, because these names are so powerful that they would level mountains, unthrone kings, set oceans where there's land and land where there's oceans. So, watch out.
Usador, I've been giving it really serious thought, and I'm going to go back to Feline Zelig.
Please, I beg of thee.
I'm going to go back to Feline Zelig. Nothing.
It's the worst.
Nothing since then has really felt right. And you know what? If I learned anything last week with Jack Vorpal and the Singing Sword, you don't run away from love. You don't run away from love.
Can't you just try like Wizard of the 12th Realm of like a sneezy elf or something? Like at least let it be something delightful.
Okay, I'll think about it. I'll think about
Instead
it.
of
Next
Ephesius,
week I'll either do a sneezy elf or Feline Zelig. Although I gotta say, thank you, John, because Sneezy Elf, it really is making Feline Zelig look a little bit better.
Fuck you.
Just that much better. But guys, I want to talk to our guest. I'm very excited. Wizards are such a big part of this world, and we've had a couple on before, right? We've had Spintax the Green, Usador, you're Usador the Blue.
We've had Can the Wizard.
Can the Wizard, I haven't met him, heard he's an awesome dude. We haven't met Blorth the Brown, but we've met his creepy...
Homunculus.
But you know what? We have on a Mauve Wizard. Jamillious the Mauve.
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
Jamillious the Mauve.
Yeah, I'm just holding it down, one of the first black wizards, just trying to, make ends meet, make that magic happen. I'm Jamillious. The Mauve is my, wizard name.
Sure.
But I like to go by my actual, birth name.
Sure.
Jamillious Washington, bringer of feast and famine, master of the great plantation, shadow of the triangle trade winds. The dwarves know me as that dude. Elves know me as always Holden. And I'm also known in the far south as boy. So, I'm just always trying to make it happen,
And the Badgers know him as Jamillious the Realist.
Jamillious the Realist. I love that.
Well, we don't say it like that.
You don't say it like that?
Yeah, Badgers, the Badgers are cool, man. Badgers are straight up cool people. You know what I mean?
Gosh, thank you.
I get down with some Badgers, man.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say you are the coolest wizard?
Wow.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Like the
watch
weird.
it.
I mean, that's not saying much, but by a great length.
Usador's the best wizard, but I think just the way you wear your robes a little
Yeah. Sometimes I wear my robes inside out.
Yeah.
Sometimes, just let people know, I got my own style.
But it's cool when you do it. When Usador does it, you're like, oh, Usador, do you even realize you're wearing your robes inside out?
I have my
Upside
robes
down
inside out?
for half a year.
Oh, I was probably trying to cast a spell.
Yeah, Usador is always trying, his trials are hard, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, I try very hard, and I succeed at every turn.
Yeah, Usador, sometimes, he would wander down to the, the darker sides of the halls, and we let him hang out for a little bit, make him feel good about himself, let him feel like he was a part of the,
I was very popular at the Great Halls of Dragas.
Yeah, he sometimes he try and jump in the freestyle spell circles sometimes. Try and throw out some off-the-cuff spells.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But, he tries.
That's when I first made a tiny horse.
Yeah.
That was a freestyle spell?
Yes.
Wow.
Jamillious, would you mind showing us a freestyle spell right now?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. I'm coming straight to you, coming with the magic on, making sure I got it at the crazy dawn. I'm gonna put it up, make it big. Whoa, what is the
Whoa!
Very impressive.
Holy crap.
A wonderful feast just appeared here on our
That
table.
is amazing.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta eat, what I
This
mean?
is the first good food I've seen since I've gotten to Foon.
Yeah, when you come down to the South, you get to enjoy some real good food, you know what I mean? Like stuff that's not boiled or we have this concoction we call mumbo.
Mumbo?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
mumbo?
Oh, mumbo's delicious.
Yeah, it's a lot of seafood mixed into a flour base.
Sure.
That you do, it's like a stew that you like set up for a couple of hours. It's got some okakra in it.
Yeah. There's also Mumbalaya, which is...
Oh, yeah, that's good
delicious,
stuff,
yeah.
man. Yeah, I got a Badger friend that makes a real, straight, true Southern, Mumbalaya.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Please introduce me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a Southern Badger, so
I would love still love that.
they're a little rough, a little rough.
Oh,
a little
really?
rough
Yeah,
down,
that's
you know
fine.
what I mean?
That's fine.
I bet you sit here before their very king.
Hey, man, I mean, Badgers have a hard time down south.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Badgers, man, they're being oppressed down there, man.
Well, I'm going to write this down.
John, what
unoppressed.
are you gonna do for the badgers in the South?
I didn't know, but I'm going to try and solve
That's
it.
not an
I'm
excuse.
Yes, it is.
That's not an excuse.
Nobody told me.
The badgers up here, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the badgers are like, there's like freedom up here, you know?
Oh,
badgers,
yeah.
badgers care. They can become anything they want.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not even a badger, and I'm king of the badgers, so what does that say about... That's not a great thing to go back and tell your friend.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
So you just fronting as a badger, man?
No, I mean, I'm a badger, but I'm also a shapeshifter. I immediately I'm going to make a decree that all southern badgers can come up north and we will hang.
Yeah, and then they'll find out about it a couple of months later, you know what I mean?
Jamil, so what's it like being you're the first black wizard?
I'm the first black wizard, you know?
Or I mean, I guess there is a black wizard,
Well,
but you're
I'm the first racially black wizard, you know?
Does that feel? Is it tough? Is it a lot of responsibility?
It's hard, man. It's hard. You know, sometimes, you know, not... You know, Usador's kind of, you know, he's down. You know what I mean? Like, he gets it. You know,
I'm down to clown.
Yeah.
He gets it is maybe not the right...
I mean, he tries. You know what I mean?
He tries. He's good-hearted, probably.
Yeah. You know, but there's some other wizards, man. They just on some crazy shit, man.
Sure.
Like, there's a point when I first, you know, went into the halls, you know, I would get made fun of.
Sure.
You know, I didn't have the robes that everybody else had. You know, I didn't have all the stuff. I was down on scholarship, you know.
Sure.
So people are like, yeah, you ain't got the proper spell books. You know, your cauldron is used. You know what I mean? Like, your wands are like, you know, secondhand.
Is it bad to have a used cauldron?
I mean, there's some buildup.
Or is it like a teapot where it's like it makes the flavor better?
Well, the remnants that get left behind in a cauldron, a used one, can impact the effectiveness, the efficacy of the potions that you create. So it can be a negative, yes, certainly.
Did you ever have like cauldron residue mishaps from your used cauldron?
I did actually. You know, I was trying to, you know, conjure up a freestyle spell, and I wound up giving myself a Jerry curl. You know, so for like a solid month, man, it was just rough.
Do they have
man.
Jerry curls on Earth?
We do. I'm not sure if it's the exact same thing. What's a Jerry curl in Foon?
Oh, it's whenever, you know, your fingers start to like curl up uncontrollably.
Oh.
You know, and then it's like, ooh, and then it's like just dripping. It's all kind of dripping sweat everywhere. I mean, your fingers are just dripping sweat.
Yeah, that's not as bad as it is on Earth.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, Jamillious.
Yes. Yeah.
Why were you brought forth into Foon? What great quest fills your heart with dread and wonder?
Well, you know, I gotta tell you, y'all, and it's hard for me, you know, because sometimes people always associate black with being dark.
Sure.
Right.
You know, and I think there's somebody that, you know, Usador knows that's really given, you know, people who are, you know, darker a bad name.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, the dark...
And this is only one of the awful things he's done.
Sure. So the Dark Lord, this is hard to talk about. The Dark Lord is a black wizard, but he's not a black wizard.
He was a member of our order. His robes were black. He became the Dark Lord, and we have cast him out.
Is this an appropriate question? It's probably not, if I have to ask that beforehand. What, like, the Dark Lord, what is his racial makeup? I assume he's white.
He's more of a bluish gray.
Yeah,
bluish gray.
Yeah.
How should I feel about bluish gray? It's horrible that I'm immediately like, how should I feel about bluish gray people?
Yes, it is horrible.
I mean,
There are many great bluish gray people that I know.
Yeah.
They're all wonderful. I hate the Dark Lord with more than anything.
I'm really ashamed of myself. I hear about one horrible person with bluish gray skin, and I'm like, well, should I be worried about bluish gray people in general?
No, of course not.
These are the types of conversations about wizards we should be having.
Yeah. We have to have that open dialogue. You know what I mean? You got to open that up.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, you know, my biggest quest is I'm trying to take back things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to claim it back from the Dark Lord.
Wonderful.
You know, so,
thank you.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm thinking like robes. You know what I mean? Black robes, not bad.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Even though mauve is better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
But black is slimming.
But yeah, absolutely.
You know what? Let's take a real quick break, and let's get a drink, and let's learn more about the Mauve Wizard. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by the PC game Total War Warhammer. It's a marriage made in gaming heaven. Usador, is there such a thing as gaming heaven in Foon?
No, there's only regular heaven and work heaven.
What's work heaven?
Well, it's when you die at work and then you spend the rest of your miserable existence working.
Oh, that's awful. That's what is there a work hell?
No.
No, just work heaven. Oh boy. Well, you know what's so much better than work heaven is Total War Warhammer. It's a PC game combining the awesome franchise Warhammer, the fantasy war of massive battles, and Total War, a critically acclaimed epic scale conquest-based strategy game.
Critics look at games in your world?
Yeah, a lot of critics spend a lot of time deciding whether games are good or not.
Seems trivial.
It does. But what are you doing with your life?
I'm taking on the greatest quest of all.
Slowly. No one's done Warhammer or fantasy like this before. From the personal skills of your characters to 20,000 roaring orcs. 20,000 roaring orcs. No fantasy strategy game is this big and detailed. If you're a PC gamer and not involved, you are missing out. Usador, you are missing out.
Oh, I understand as a fantasy spectacle, it's unmatched.
It's true. You don't like saying 20,000 roaring orcs?
20,000 roaring orcs!
20,000 roaring orcs! Total War Warhammer. Get it on PC and Steam.
20,000 roaring orcs!
And today's episode is also brought to you again by Loot Crate. Love Loot Crate. For less than $20 a month, you get 4 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. June's theme will be exploring some of the ways things can go wrong with dystopia.
Oh no. How terrifying.
A box of dystopian things.
Oh.
Featuring classics, RoboCop. What do you think that is?
I assume it's a cop that robs you?
Close. Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
I assume that's Day of Judgment when everyone gets terminated from their jobs for the second time.
And they have to go to work heaven?
They have to go to work heaven.
And The Matrix.
It's probably just like some math problem.
And new faves, BioShock Infinite.
BioShock Infinite! I don't know what that is.
And Fallout 4.
That's where you just fall out of your chair 4 times.
Yes, don't you want all those things? You get a figure, cool collectibles, and of course, our dystoporific?
I don't think that's a word.
Our dystoporific monthly tea. A dystopian tea.
I prefer Earl Grey.
Remember, you only have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. The Dystopia one, which actually, I'm completely honestly sounds like the most awesome one so far to me. But if you don't get it by the time the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over.
It's over?
It is over.
Oh, what a sad day.
You don't want to be one of those people that's like, I had a chance at Dystopia, and I missed it.
I just walked right past.
So go to lootcrate.com, this is the important part, /magic, and enter code MAGIC to save yourself $3 on your new subscription, and it helps us out as well.
Oh, how's it going to help me?
It's not. It's going to help the podcast stay on, but you, Usador, it does not specifically help you in any way.
What am I doing here then?
What are you doing here? All right, we're back. Jamillious, what? Could you tell me a little bit about your powers? Like, how does the feast and famine, like, how does that manifest itself?
Yeah.
Also, can we dig into this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing food has been sitting here. Yeah.
I'm going to grab one of these chops here.
Yeah, pass it around. Number family style around
All
here.
right.
You know what I mean? So the feast and famine, it's a hard balance. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you get to eat all you want. You're sitting at that table, you're full. You know what I mean? Your spirit is nurtured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then some other days, you just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Everything's holding you down. Everything's oppressing you.
Sure.
So I take that, I find that inside that person, and I'm able to manifest that, whether it be a bountiful meal or whether I give them nothing but dirt, rocks, and coal. You know what I mean?
Boy, like Santa.
You know what I mean?
Like who?
Well, there on my world, there's a magical being who not mauve robes, but like red robes.
Okay.
I thought you said there weren't magical beings.
You said there's no magic.
Well, it's complicated. I mean, it's more of a folk tale in my world.
Ah.
And if you're bad, he gives you coal. but he doesn't take the taste out of your mouth. I'd love to hear more about that.
Oh yeah, sometimes if I walk up to somebody and they're just acting wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just slap them across the face.
The most direct type of magic there is.
Yep.
And when you smack them across the face, they lose the taste in their mouth?
Yeah, taste right out their mouth, man.
Wow.
It's this magical, ability I have. I developed it.
Slap Arnie.
No, I need my taste. That's almost all I have. That's all the happiness I have.
I mean, but Arnie's all right. It's a little.
I'm all right.
I had heard tale a little bit that you were, a little discriminatory against swords.
Oh, I just didn't know. I'm just trying to educate myself.
It's the word on the street, man. It's
Yeah.
like you gotta take care of that.
I passed out the
Jamillious,
word. Sorry.
What you don't understand is that Arnold, it comes from a very foreign land, even stranger than the most bizarre places you've ever visited in Foon. This earth is filled with large metal buildings and all sorts of machinations beyond our understanding. These base, backwards people live their lives with no magic whatsoever.
How do you live, man?
We're not really living.
If you didn't have magic, it's just like people just do what they want. You know what I mean? They just take advantage of you, they hold you down. You can't, get strong with them. You know what I mean?
So do you see magic as sort of a balancing?
Absolutely. Sometimes, when a wizard manifests in this world, it's always for a reason, right?
Exactly.
It's always for a reason.
To rebalance the scales. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I came about because of the Dark Lord. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when the Dark Lord made his turn, they has like, oh man, like we gotta regulate this.
Yeah.
Like we gotta make sure that people don't understand, don't like associate dark and black together.
Yeah.
So like, bam, Black Wizard.
Yeah. In some ways, your job is harder than Usador's. Usador has to defeat the Dark Lord, but you have to kind of like deal with the consequences of his very existence.
It's a battle of wills. You know what I mean? Like
I must only defeat this manifestation of pure evil. You must win back the hearts and minds of those who have been wronged by him.
Yeah, and how's that better to do that? With a feast. You know what I mean? I just call up banquets like crazy. It's like, and then like, enjoy this, man.
Cheesecake.
This is great.
Yeah, so, sometimes, people aren't always, they look down on it a little bit. It's like, food, what's that about? Why food?
Yeah.
Like why a feast?
Brings people together.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, badgers get it.
Oh, yeah.
You're my
What
badger,
is
man.
more
You're my
intimate?
badger. You're my badger.
Can I say badger?
Yeah,
You're my badger.
Yeah, you're badger, man.
What is more intimate than sharing food with someone?
Fucking
It's
him.
for families and...
Fucking him, probably.
Oh, all right.
Usador was in the middle of a beautiful
Sorry.
speech.
No, he's right, so I'll stop.
I'm sorry. We hadn't said or done anything crass in like minutes.
Usador, do I need to slap this man over there?
No, I need my taste. But that actually brings up a question that I have.
Yeah.
Do you have anything for people who, so food is healing and it's good,
absolutely.
but what about people who hypothetically have a problem where they eat too much food, like they eat until they're full or satiated and they just keep on eating?
He's talking about him.
Oh, there's different kinds of feasts. I manifest food feast, but I can also make a feast of the eyes. You know what I mean? Like I can make a amazing color array that just makes you just like whoa, and, or I might have a feast for the ears. I'll have like a great tune. You know what I mean? Like something real hard, like a party banger.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
It's all about delighting the senses or cutting off any sensation whatsoever.
So then, can you also make people blind? Or deaf?
Yeah. I can cut off their any sense they have. I can cut it off.
Wow.
So they can't smell anything until I allow them to smell again.
Holy
Can you make them mostly deaf?
Well, I can make them.
most deaf.
Yeah, I can make them most deaf. I can make them. Kind of deaf jam.
Ooh,
I can
that
jam
sounds
up their
good.
deaf.
Yeah.
I can jam up that.
Jam their ears.
Yeah, jam their ears a little bit. So that, deaf jam.
Are you ever sitting at home and suddenly you're like, oh shit, I forgot to ever give that guy his smell back. Like I meant to like just fuck up his smell for like a week, and it's been years, and I forgot.
Well, one thing that's actually I've been working on because I did have that problem because I am young. Sometimes I make mistakes.
Sure.
And I've been working on my long distance take and give.
Ooh.
I can give it take at long distance right
Yeah.
now. So I've worked up to probably at least 3 to 4 towns over. I can just give you something and take something away from you.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, and Usador's been helping me out a little bit. He's been, trying to like give me that, real championship leadership that he has,
I like to take young wizards under my wing when I have the opportunity to help lift them up, for lifting them up is lifting all of us up. Mm-hmm. Is that not true? Not to change the subject, but I also run a restaurant. Do a little cooking there. If you're not busy later, I'd love for you to come by and try out some of our food.
I can check it out. I see what I can do.
Yes.
I'll see what I can do.
Invite your friends.
Have you considered using magic to make your food at Choo Choo's
No,
Chow?
absolutely not.
Why not? It needs something. It needs a lot of things.
How dare you? And B, you loved that fox face that we made for you.
Yeah, you ate it all, didn't you?
Over time.
You chewed it for a long time and swallowed it down.
It's the worst.
Now the big issue is that, your magic affects the food, So if he tried to use magic on his food, it would make it real, like, all the food that was supposed to be heavy be light, and start to play with the flavor profiles, that
You get a chicken breast, it's all dark meat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean?
No, that's
ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? Sometimes you want some drumsticks and thighs, you know what I mean? But sometimes, I'm going to let you in on a little secret right here. Hopefully, Usador's not going to get mad at me. Now, we, him and I, we have a special name. I like to call him, I like to call him Filius Jacksonius.
Ooh.
Yeah, because, he is the commander and champion of some of us wizards, you know what I mean? He can make us win in any situation.
Wow. I can't remember the first. I'll just shorten it to Phil. Phil Jacksonius.
Yeah. So Phil can get it done, Mm-hmm. He can win with anybody.
Yeah.
No matter who it is, he makes it happen.
Wow.
I like to coach young wizards.
Usador, I've got to say, the fact that the Mauve Wizard likes you makes me think a little more highly of you. I mean, sometimes...
Amazing.
Some of the other wizards
I'm
seem to
already
think
your
you're sort of a
favorite.
jackass.
Only Spintax, who I have said time and time again is nothing but a buffoon, a charlatan, chicanerous butt face.
But he seems to have a little more, magical abilities than you do.
I doubt this.
I mean, but it's not about the magic, man.
Sure.
It's about what's inside, So, I think the reason I like him so much is it's a time as old as the realm, you know what I mean? It's, a crotchety, kind of sometimes semi on the surface, grumpy, white older mentor who's like helping that young black kid just make some of him himself, and sometimes you come knocking at that door and like, hey man, aren't you the guy who wrote all those master spells?
And then I say, you're the man now, dog.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I'm going to go find the forest.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to have finally met another wizard.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime, man. Once you come down south, I take care of you.
Oh, absolutely. I should. This is the first time I'm really compelled to travel that far away from the tavern.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of seafood, a lot of coastal regions. It's real fun, man.
That's awesome.
We have this real cool thing. It's called RDR.
RDR.
Yeah, it's like this cool, it's a whole 2 weeks of just celebrating. We have magical floats. We toss magic charms off the floats.
Holy cow! What do you have to do to get the charms?
I mean, I don't know if that's something you can handle.
I feel like I really want those charms.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta.
What do I gotta do? I feel like I would do anything to get one of those charms.
You gotta show your buttholes.
What if I? Okay, here's the thing. This is embarrassing. I only have one butthole.
What?
I have one butthole.
Tragic.
Oh man!
Can I ask you a favor? And this is only if you want to do it. But as a king, I've had a wonderful feast. I had some chops and some great food. And if you would make me a cake that is fit for a king, but if you would maybe bake a baby inside of it.
That
sounds like a good idea.
But not
some sort of kingly cake with a baby inside.
But not a real baby.
With magic, he could make a cake with a baby in it, and then when you eat far enough into the cake, you've got a new baby.
Oh.
Like born from cake.
Yes, nothing bad happens to the baby. You're like, oh, cute, I was eating cake and I found a baby.
Well, let's do that. We'll slice it up, and whoever gets the baby in their mouth has to raise that baby.
Chunt, did you get any emails this week?
Yes, I did. Let's take a look here. This is an email from Lauren Slusky. Lauren says, Hi, Chunt. I was just wondering if you ever wanted to come visit Earth. If you could, where do you think you would go? I am from Canada. Canada?
Canada, yeah.
I am from Canada, and we have lots of awesome things to see here, so I think if you were ever to come visit Earth, it might be somewhere you want to stop by. You are awesome. Rock on. Thanks, Lauren. What all is in Canada?
Oh boy. Well, there's a lot of forests. I mean, it's not that dissimilar from Foon in that way. A lot of greenery.
I like finding forests.
There's maple syrup. There's a game called hockey.
May I ask you a follow-up question?
Sure.
Will the people of Canada be offended by how you've just described their country?
I think they would be like, that's a wild oversimplification, but not wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, Canada, I know you're so much more. But, you know, Canada actually has like a maple reserve of like, it's like just billions of dollars worth of maple syrup. And people tried to steal it. There was a heist. There was a maple syrup heist in Canada. And that's why I don't like to talk about Earth stuff.
Fair enough. There's one other email here. This is from Pablito. Hey, Chunt, big fan here. So I was thinking if you would be interested in having sex with me, so you would shapeshift into me, then you could go work in my place. I work in an office with a shitty boss, and all you definitely love it here. Anyway,
Offices
think
and
about
bosses.
it and let me know. Say hi to U-Store for me, and fuck Arnold. Cheers.
That's not nice.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, Pablito, but I prefer to just play offices and bosses with Usador.
Say hello to me. It says to say hello to me.
Hello, Usador.
Hello.
Fuck you, Arnold.
What? No.
Or maybe I was supposed to be an action. Is that a verb?
Who does?
No, it says fuck Arnold.
Hey, if you want to email me, you can email me at magictavern@puppies.supplies. It's a real email address. Here's one email I got this week. Hi, Arnie. You are the greatest. Love, James Skink.
Stop writing emails to yourself.
I swear. I don't know if James Skink is a real person.
At least this one's a
but
little
it's
more
not
believable.
me. But it's not me. All right, here's another one. Hello, Arnold. Oh, boy. Someone spelled Junt, but they misspelled it in a bad way. And Usador. I have information valuable in regards to curses, dark lords, and magical dimensions. I want much to help you all in your quest. This information is time sensitive and too valuable to send via email. In order to send this package through to you, I have set up an account with a local coin merchant to receive funds that will help with shipping through the portal. However, my land is under revolution and it is difficult to use money for exports. As the interim leader of my land, I am soon to lift our embargo. Please respond that you can submit 5 million coins to this merchant, and I will be able to send you 10 times interest once our revolution has succeeded. We look forward to your purchase.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Let's hop on that. Hurry up before we miss out.
What an amazing opportunity.
Deal of a lifetime.
We can help this person out, help ourselves out.
Exactly.
But I don't know. It seems a little shady.
Classic win-win.
Can you, Arnie?
Yeah?
I can't reach a scratch here on my left arm. Could you?
Yeah, sure. Whoa! Holy shit! Shunt, your arm fell off.
Oh my god.
Classic curse heightening.
Oh my god.
What?
I can't clap, you guys. I can't clap.
You sure you can? Just your arm's still laying there. Just hit it with your other hand.
Chunt's arm fell off. What do you mean, classic cursed heightening?
Oh, when curses get worse, Jamillious can back me up here. As curses proceed, your arm falls off, or maybe your nose, or maybe an ear. It's common.
Hey, Jamillious, let me give you a hand.
Oh, yeah, man.
See, he's already adjusted.
Wow.
to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's gone so quickly from concern to prop comedy.
I'm in shock.
Oh no! So this means that like we're in the end stages of this curse?
Yes, if you have anything to say to Chunt, you should say it as soon as possible.
Oh my god!
He probably has anywhere from
The time has
3 weeks to 5 weeks to live.
The time has been so ambiguous up until now in I have to admit, somewhat convenient way, but now it seems like we're really moving close to the end.
Yes.
Yep, I'm gonna die.
Chunt, man, can you do me a favor, man?
Sure.
Before you go,
Yep.
will you let all those badgers free in the South, man?
Oh, absolutely. Were they not free?
Oh, wait, are you horrible?
Oh, no. I mean, just immediately, yeah, they're free now, sir. Yes.
You come down south?
Yeah.
Maybe for a day or two?
Yeah, absolutely.
And lead a couple of marches for Badger Freedom?
Absolutely. You got it. Hand in hand.
Well,
Well, one hand.
Sean, you're gonna die.
And so our three pasty friends finish stumbling through that racial minefield without imploding. I, for one, am stunned. And now on to our credits. Imagine a fire extinguisher aimed at one of those PA systems they used for school announcements. That's the level of nuance brought to Usador the Blue, as shouted by Matt Young. Chunt the Badger King was played by Adil Rafai, like a scoop of vanilla ice cream slowly melting over a stack of yellowing dad boxer briefs. Jamillious the Mauve was played by special guest Anthony LeBlanc. Anthony is a Second City main stage alum and a Second City resident director. For a fun distraction, ask Anthony anything about comic books and then enjoy the sensation of decaying into a skeleton made of dust and blowing away. Hello from the Magic Tavern is produced by Evan Jacover, Ryan DeGiorgi, and Arnie Niekamp. This episode edited by Ryan DeGiorgi.
Hello from the Magic Tavern was produced... Oh, you did that. Music by Andy Poland, logo by Aller Laban, extra audio assistance by Jason Knox, production assistance by Garrett Schultz. Visit us at hellofromthemagictavern.com or on Facebook or Twitter. Thanks to the Chicago Podcast Co-op, and of course, thanks to Earwolf. You know what? It looks like we're getting another distress call from Kern.
Hello, this is Kern from the Grusworn Galaxy. I need your help immediately. My hydration pump crank is broken. I don't know if that's a technical term, but it's the thing that runs around.
Kern, can I interject?
Trisha.
I think I just overheard, and I think if you can explain what it does,
yes,
people might not know that that's what you call it.
Great.
But that's totally fine.
Great point, Trisha. Yes, it's this a little lever thing that runs around, and it usually gives air. It's like a humidifier.
Yes.
Yes.
I think what it does is it circulates the oxygen that we take in,
right,
therefore dissipating the carbon monoxide that we are expelling and taking that to a separate area of our chamber so that we are not then poisoned by our own carbon monoxide.
Sure,
that's just my layman's.
I mean, you could explain it that way, but yeah. I think a lot of people would understand that hydration pump.
No, they totally would. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I just think in this case, more information is sometimes better because then people can hear it and decide how they feel about it.
Right. It is now down to 10% level, though, so yes, we should probably...
That's alarming.
It is.
Just if anyone's listening, we're concerned that this might impact, our life. I don't want to, get alarmist. But
No, because we don't want just days ahead for us. We want years and decades,
Do?
Yes.
Are we only having this conversation because we're at 10%? I need to know that. How come we never had this conversation when we were in the 80s or 90s? How come it took us till 10%?
I'm a little bad at communication.
No, you're not bad at all. I think it's completely human behavior. I just want to...
Sometimes I feel like my own communication crank is broken,
I know.
Should we keep monitoring these, or...?
Greg, do you see that light that's off? That monitors my interest level in distress calls from Kern. I wonder if our ratings will go up when Chunt dies. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I wonder how much our ratings will go up when Chunt dies.
Everyone, Scott Aukerman here, and I want to tell you that the Comedy Bang Bang show is going on tour. We're on tour right now. Me, Paul F. Tompkins, Lauren Lapkus, Neil Campbell for half of it, and Mike Hanford for the other half. And you can get in on the madness even without a ticket by following Earwolf on Snapchat. We'll be taking snaps during shows on the road and behind the scenes. And remember, you can hear every single live show the next day on Howl. Use the code CBBLive at howl.fm when you sign up, and you'll get 1 month for free. Thanks, and I'll see you soon in a city near you.
Los Angeles, California!
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Ackerman, Adam Sachs, and Chris Bannon. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.